MBE Esports, and I mean, you are playing against Lucianami, who also very hugely spike in the mid game, and you want to match that to some extent. The Narc can certainly do that, and even if Jax somehow wins even early on, he's still not a great team fighter, right? You usually want him in the side lane, and if he just wants to go for this team fight angle, he would go for like Frozen Heart or Sonia's Hourglass, and that would also deplete his damage potential, split pushing potential a little bit.
Yeah. I am still looking at these compositions. I always like to see Sejuani with a melee champ in one of the solo lanes. Actually, when I don't see a melee champ on either solo lanes, I flame the Sejuani pick. But in this case, we have the Jax Sejuani setup for a lot of ganking potential and 2v2 skirmishing in top lane. The Taliyah on DR1, I think it's a curious pick, because Taliyah nowadays is pretty weak in the early game, right? So, do you like the Taliyah here? Do you think it's enough to match Nugu's pressure in lane and maybe try to accelerate the side lanes? I think I would have liked to see a little bit more early game pressure from DR1.
I mean, he blind picked it into whatever box really brought to the table. Either way, I think against Victor it should be fine. Before Victor had the upgrade for the E, I think he isn't really strong in the early game either, so that first few levels are probably something that Taliyah doesn't really worry about. You can impact the side lanes with it, like one global ultimate to really enable your split pushing champion. Either way, the bot lane is already fighting, and Pallet already being ignited there, but also burning his heals, so Summoner spells traded. Seems to be fine for both sides, but if it's an even trade, SE should be fine with it, especially considering that they have the sustain from the Nami ebb and flow going. And speaking of the Taliyah pick, I think it's fine. I also really like Taliyah into something like a Wukong. AP damage in general, very good against the stone skin. The armor doesn't really care about your magic damage, so, or other way around basically. And the Wukong can't really dash over the Unraveled Earth, so it definitely can put hers to whatever Tom Rio brings to the table.
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually a little bit worried for Palette there in the bot lane, because they lost the trait and heal against the Ignite, which is... Yeah, using the heal in the Ignite trait obviously is not favorable for you, because Ignite is lower cooldown and also heal diminishing value, right? So this Nami is now quite squishy. Yeah. They do have the Ignite and Slater, but I feel like there's a little bit of an engaged potential for MBE's bot lane, potentially. Right now there's a pressure for SBTC, of course, in the bot lane, and we see this matchup, yeah, it's really interesting, really fun to watch, because both of them will trade their HP for lane control quite a bit, and for now in a position where the wave can maybe punish him if he overpushes, but DNK is there to back him up.
That, and considering the HP bars, it's actually worrying for the Gnar, I gotta say. I mean, he's already the one who has to fear the all-in, and if he trades evenly against the Jax, despite having this range advantage, having the mobility advantage early on, it's something that's a little bit of a worrying trend for me for Sunna, I gotta say. But Emperor, I mean, as long as his jungler's covering him, he should be fine, walk upwards. The wave state early on looking a bit worrying for him, but like this, it's probably fine for him. He's also already, even in CS against him, the first levels are usually the rough ones, and it seems to be fine. DNK? Did he get the scuttle, or did Tomio just sneak it away? It's actually DNK getting it, so no big worry on that regard. And SE already from laning on a few hundred gold upwards. And I'm not that worried about Palette, I just gotta say. I mean, he healed through the Ignite, which is definitely inefficient, but he also has to worry about the all-in not being there already, so at least like 50% healing is better than no healing at all, right?
Yeah,
and
true.
He just now is back to the point where he still has enough mana and already healed back to full, basically, without having to base, while Zayan Vakan can't just do that.
A very slow early game, which I feel like both teams are mostly fine with. We have good scaling elements on both sides. We have a lot of team fighting capabilities and engaged potential on MBE side, especially in the early game, I'd say. Their first dragon is what I'm looking at, with Wukong level 6 and Rakan engaged and so on, and even Victor having, hopefully, a little bit more pressure on the mid lane, considering Taliyah's woeful early game. I feel like MBE should be the ones looking for the first dragon. Let's see if they can execute on that. DNK wants to punish Nugu. Oh, Nugu needs to be very, very careful here.
Oh no.
Oh, that is a really nice setup. Double CC and DR1 hits the mark on the W. That goes against the expectation of the mid lane matchup, and Nugu had his flash ready, but just not able to react in time there.
I mean, you would need to flash the flash Arctic Assault coming from the side of DNK, which was very well played by him, I just gotta say. DNK definitely knowing his mechanics to flash during the animation of the Arctic Assault, so Nugu has to kind of predict that one as he sees the Arctic Assault coming, and that's very hard to do. I don't really want to credit DR1 too much, because he was just hitting an already CC target. Either way, this just now propelling the Taliyah ahead a little bit. Also very nice of SBTC that the kill actually goes on towards the Talia, who definitely does more with those resources than a Sejuani would do. And this is SBTC coming off for a nice start. And the first wake, something that's not really looking to be done as early as it spawns. It just now spawned, but those early ganks, something that DNK really is playing for. And I mean, why not just focus the mid lane, right? The top lane is winning on its own, and the bot lane is also looking very, very fine right now.
I do feel like there's a little bit of an opportunity now for Tom Rio to accelerate towards level 6 ahead of DNK, because DNK... Oh, I saw the ultimate being... What is going on with DR1's ultimate? Something is weird on the overlay, but they are here for another gank. This time Nugu flashes away. Okay, he would have died to either of these ganks, so he survives one of them, he dies to the other. That's kind of just how Victor mid lane goes. He's a very immobile champion. He dies very often to setups like this, but we see SBTC finally putting some pressure down on the top side of the map. DNK is here to dive. That's a huge wave denied. Sunma is really, really sad about this one.
Yeah, I mean, really sad. I mean, he's almost like getting doubled in CS as a range champion against the melee champion.
It's the Cam experience.
Disgusting.
No.
Yeah. And speaking of this mid lane play, I mean, getting the flash from the Victor, I think what might have happened is DR1 maybe just ulting as a replacement TP, so just from base to get closer to the skirmish. And
no, look at his ultimate right now. Something is weird in the overlay.
Oh, that's definitely very weird. Was he even level 6 when they started?
No, I think he can't use the ultimate, so the overlay shows when he can't use his ultimate because it's blocked by other abilities, like a global cooldown. It's very irritating to look at, but yeah, just ignore it for now.
It shows when he's in combat, when he's using a spell or something, or auto-attacking. And either way, that's probably what it is, but this doesn't look intended, and it shouldn't be what the intention really is. Either way, speaking of bugs enough, it's already a 2k goatee for the side of SBTC Esports, and they are looking very, very fine right now. Bot lane, the only lane that isn't really winning by a significant margin as of now. And definitely still an all-in window respected by the side of SBTC, as Rakan when he hits 6, Zaya when she hits 6, can definitely make some work in this bot lane, and Lucian and Nami have to take care of that one, not to fall prey for this. And so far, MBE not really finding an answer. They really need to do something about this top lane situation. I mean, it was already looking rough in the 1v1, and then they had this 3 versus 1 threat of a dive, not even having to execute the dive properly. And just that was enough for Summer to having to respect it. And now he's already down 4 full minion waves.
Yeah, 2 platings going over to Emperor in that push as well. They don't even need the kill, right? 2 platings is more than a kill. So, yeah, this Jax is eating good tonight. Look at his items too. He went full utility and early movement speed, so he can dodge ganks when they try to punish him. This is just so comfortable if you look at all the inventories of, especially the solo laners for SBTC, because everyone went early cooldown reduction / ability haste, so they can just move across the map so quickly and just spam their abilities. I especially like DR1 just going tier, Dorans, and early cooldown boots.
Ionian boots.
Yeah, Ionian boots, thank you. He can just spam his Q to push waves, completely disregard Nugu in the mid lane, and just run from top to mid to bottom all the time.
That he can, and they also just now used that time with DNK just going for this wake, not contested whatsoever by Box Esports. I'm not sure why they didn't really go for anything, because bot lane was the one lane that was doing kind of fine, and they weren't really pushed in either, so might just be a little bit of an oversight for them. And the Ionian boots also for the Jax, but that's actually such a cocky item build to be able to afford this into something like a ranged bully as now. But here we see who the real bully is. Emperor just with the solo bolo, just flash, counter strike, bonk, and he's down.
Hey, isn't that exactly what I talked about in Champion Select? He flash E's on him, he activates ult, uses the empowered auto attack and one-shots him. That's the power of new Jax, because he has this extra added burst damage on his ult activation. There it is. Flash E's on top of him. There's the ultimate damage, there's the W, and bonk. That's a kill.
Yeah, it was so much that actually the overlay outside the buffer right now kind of needs a little bit of a breather. Either way, Grand enters from Rakan, Cyclone as well. DR1 being ignited, but he should be able to live there, or does he? Does not, but the dive is very, very deep. There should be at least one return kill. Palette taking this one, and the play continues. Aqua Prison being there, DNK still halfway in this play. Glacial Prison coming out, they just fight through the gravity wall, they just don't care at all. Permafrost maybe about to stun this one target. The damage kind of is enough with Nami and Sejuani of all people, and they actually managed to take down this Victor, so it ended a 2-for-1. Palette's very bloodthirsty. I mean, it's double buff Nami, he's very, very strong. Why not fight the Rakan, right?
He is going for forwards. Yeah, very nice to see SBTC actually realizing that they can win this fight. It looks completely useless, right? You said Sejuani, Nami, but this early in the game, Sejuani is a force to be reckoned with. As Slater is just gonna get a little bit of gold here. Yeah, 38. That's nice. That's 2 minions, maybe even 3 minions. 3 small minions. So Slater just getting a little bit of extra gold, using his ultimate to push away slows in lane. But look at this gold lead. It's getting further and further ahead for SBTC. They are accelerating this game beautifully.
Yeah, just because they're calling, right? Either way, here, this dive was, I think, initially kind of fine to play on the side of Box Esports, going for the flash onto DR1 and punching him very, very deeply. And actually trading 1-for-1 something that is very, very fine for them, especially if Victor is within the play, as he gets 25 stacks for his Globe's Evolution passive, but the play in return kind of looking very good for the side of SBTC Esports. Nami and Sejuani being so confident to really chase this play is something that kind of surprised me, and probably also surprised Box Esports, I gotta say. The damage being enough kind of just showed that Sejuani, especially early on, definitely hits like a truck with the Permafrost, being 100% HP damage, and that ultimately was enough to net them a second kill. And that, of course, just means SBTC Esports firmly ahead in this game, 4,000 gold, and it's not all just the first strike money from the culling.
He doesn't have ultimate. DNK, no ultimate. Nugu didn't know. I think Nugu doesn't have to flash if he knows that there's no ultimate on DNK. Now he's very vulnerable to the next attack because DR1 didn't use anything there. DNK didn't really use anything there. But I want to go back to the last play and talk about one... Oh, never mind. Sunma is in big trouble. Sunma, run!
He knows, so he just loses the CS again. And this whole turret, and its first turret, and the gold lead will extend to like 5,000 after that. But you wanted to make a point about the other play.
Yeah, exactly. I want to talk about one player we haven't talked about much in this SBTC team, who's a champion of the VCS. Palette. And we all know Palette. He was kind of the Taki before Taki existed. He was the mechanical prodigy support. Sunma, no.
Oh,
I'm so sad.
Actually getting caught mid-hop, he's still many now, and he just dies again. The kill actually going to end, but it's just such a disaster, right? I mean, he already like half respected the play coming in, dropping the turret, dropping the wave again, and then he just still ends up dying to it. But it's just very sad to see, and yeah, poor Summer just getting bullied, both in the 1v1 and also in the extended play by the team. Tomio can barely even defend this turret here.
Yeah, he needs to be very careful. He was almost in kill range there. But yeah, this Jax is a menace. He's going to go back to base and finish his Sundra, maybe even more than that. And look at the items on Sunma. He's very, very far away from his Trinity, so this top lane match is not looking too great for MBE, but to be honest, the rest of the map isn't either. But to go back to Palette, he has always been an amazing player when it comes to champion pool. If he's on, he might be the best support in the league. And we haven't talked about him as one of the contenders for best support of the league because honestly, the last 2 years have been very disappointing. He had a lot of int games, a lot of games where it honestly looked like he was not paying a lot of attention and not really caring about the game too much. But I feel like he's finally come back into his prime form. He is one of the best enchanter players in the league for sure, and we see it in this game again on the Nami. So proactive, but also staying safe. He doesn't die, he doesn't int, and his mechanics have always been crisp. Remember, he was scouted over an NA. Luckily, he didn't go, so I'm always happy to see more competition in the support pool, because we used to have very weak supports in the VCS, but with Palette, with Ronopi, and Taki, of course, and B being here, support is looking pretty strong this time.
Yeah, maybe TSM should have gotten Palette, and that would have been maybe one reason that they aren't shutting down right now. Either way, Nugu again getting attacked this time, however. Doesn't really sidestep the Glacial Prism, but Palette still getting the kill. The Bloodthirsty support, second kill for him. And I think to some extent it's just team diff, right? If you play Chanters especially, you just look like a clown if you are happening to play on a losing team. But I mean, to some extent you can't really excuse everything that Palette did in this last few years just to team diff. And some things you can, some things you can't. Either way, that was a good play. Yet again, second Drake now being taken by Box Esports potentially, but Tomio is in the vicinity. He could just go for the flip. He actually gets the steal, and that's just very dirty. You shouldn't give him the chance to steal this one. You're so far ahead. There should have been a positioning difference to just zone them away from the pin.
Especially
or at
with
least
Talia.
try something. There was like no resistance from such a far ahead team. When you can do better than this.
Yeah, especially with a champ like Talia, who's a natural counter. Ooh, speaking of Talia, she's in a bit of trouble, but DNK is here to save the day for DR1. But yeah, Talia, with her ability to completely stop Zodiacs and Tom Rio's engage, they should have just played this a little bit more methodically, set up around the Dragon Pit correctly. They kind of rushed their play and just thought, okay, we're going to get away with Just a little bit of an overexcited dragon take, but it cost them dearly. Probably the best single dragon, in my opinion at least. Useful on almost every champion in the game. Ability, haste, and attack speed. Especially early on,
Mountain
really
break.
nice to have. Yeah, it's a really good stack. So MBE, yeah, they get away with a little bit of murder here.
They do it. Wasn't it already a bounty? I just don't know. I think it's probably wasn't, right? I mean, it's not even that far in the game.
I don't think I saw a bounty there. It looked
Yeah,
weird because it was a steal, but yeah, I don't think they got a bounty for it.
I remember a blue scoreboard, probably not a yellow one, so it should not have been a bounty. Either way, just an oversight by the side of SBTC Esports. It shouldn't have happened, and yeah, Hextech Drake, definitely one of the better individual drakes. I prefer Mountain Drake a tad more, even though I am an Hextech solo enjoyer in general.
Whoa!
Either way, yeah, you asked why they picked Talia. It's so good against Wukong. AP damage, you can't really dash over the underfoot earth, and even if he just stands close to it, one EW combination by the side of Dire 1, and it's like half health from the Wukong. A champion that's supposed to be at least like a little bit of tanky.
Yeah, and I mean, I do like Talia once she hits level 9. She's a great champion. I just always wonder if you can't punch her a little bit harder in the early game because she's so weak early on. Oh, Zodiac straight up went into that one. Stuck in the wall, he's dead. Slater is now rearing and ready to go. It's 1-for-1 so far. Actually, decently traded for MBE. Rio used his ultimate though, so he's kind of useless, needs to be careful. SBTC still win the positioning war and will get away with another objective here. They're the bounties, they're actually here now, but unfortunately for MBE, not in a position to claim them right now.
And I think if it would have just been the 1-for-1, Box would have been very fine with that one, especially 21 for.
Whoa, Emper! Emper's going crazy!
Giga shot. But it's actually not worth.
That is absolutely not worth. That's the most Emper play I've ever seen.
Either way, he was dead anyway because he was very much out of position and he was at least like 21 kill back. I mean, if I played top lane in solo queue, I would do the same and then just pretend it was worth. It's absolutely not, don't get me wrong.
Especially against Victor.
Getting,
really good.
Getting 1 kill better than getting 0 kills before getting shut down, so might as well do that one. Also, he denied assists from all the other people around. That's at least like making the best out of a bad play it was it initially. So here we see again how this mid lane skirmish played out. It was a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Talia wall coming in, they very quickly kill Zodiac, even the ignite ticking, Slater actually getting the last hit, and Deer 1 dying to Slows, but Slows also has to burn its flags, the Cyclone being down for Wukong, and they lose the positioning on the Herald, so at the end of the day not really worth for them. But this bot lane play on towards Emperor, actually kind of good, but shutdown to Victor, more stacks for Victor, and he should be very close to getting 2 close evolution upgrades.
Yeah, he should actually be relatively close to 3. He was on 175 CS and 2 kill participation, so he is rather...
Yeah, he's probably done now.
And that could be maybe the hope. Oh, Zodiac. Zodiac,
I don't know, man.
Yikes.
It ends here.
That was not the play.
And his life again, yeah. He also like realized halfway, right? I actually have to flash out of this, and it was still like too late.
Yeah, and then we're Talia stones.
The flash and just accept the end. Either way, that quite wasn't it for Zodiac. I mean,
actually, I feel bad for him for the last play, because in mid lane when he died to the other engage, there was no way he could ever seen the ultimate hitting him, because it was aimed at his ADC and he was just standing around near his ADC and he got hit by the Sejuani ult for no reason whatsoever. So it didn't really feel bad, like it didn't feel like he entered the last play. But this one, yeah, he did.
Yeah, like for the play before, you could argue he was a sacrificial lamb, right? But this one was just him inting. Either way, Deer 1, speaking of inting, yeah. He's good against Wukong in general, right? But if a Wukong just collapses onto you and gets onto your face, that's not good. Either way, the kill actually donated to Nugu. Very, very nice for Box Esports. I mean, they are 8,000 gold down, but they are at least fighting back, biting back. At the third takedown for the Victor, he should be very close to finish through the close evolution, or actually be already done, because every cannon would add a +4 to whatever CS score he really has. I mean, he probably got like 5, 6, 7 cannons, something like this. He should have been at 300 right now. And Victor may be the glaring hope for them that still remains, as long with the bot lane. Slow is also having an okay game, I gotta say. And now Summer finally, 20th minute we are in, he finishes his 24th. While the Jax is only done with like Divine Sunroar plus Shojin.
So interesting macro play here from SBTC. Instead of instantly punishing with Dragon, they say, okay, our position on Dragon is so good, we don't have to take it immediately. Instead, we're gonna trade tower for tower, so we're gonna accelerate the gold lead even more, because the Dragon is just an afterthought. We can always go back there. There's no vision. Oh, but can they? Because in the mid lane, That's bot lane engaging on Slater. Slater flashed away but couldn't get away from them. That's another big shutdown picked up this time by the other carry, Slows. So SBTC losing a little bit of their calm maybe in this game and making some oversteps.
They just got Zaya can't right there, right? Was that so? Yeah.
Rio? Okay, he's over there. That's a big engage. Tom Rio doesn't have ultimate though. Tom Rio can't fight back, and Enper's big Jax. He's going down to half HP. Can Enper do it? Though. Enper half. Okay, Slows is trying to set up his feathers, but the damage is just not enough to really contest DNK. They needed Tom Rio's ultimate to fight there. Now they lost all positioning. They kind of fought back by killing Slater, and this dragon should still belong to SBTC. Slows, where did you go? Slows. Oh wait, he's trying to counter-attack on Via 1. He does have a decent amount of damage, but Palette can execute him with 1 W.
He's ignited, he's down. Yep. One W. Palette is just so bad that you're getting this kill. Shutdown for Palette, actually very huge. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually not. I mean, I usually justify kills like this when it's like before Imperial Mandate power spike for the Lucian army bot lane, right? The Imperial Mandate for the Nami actually a very important item for the Lucian, but he's already done with that one. The second item for support's not really mattering as much, and probably not even getting finished even in the Storm. And they just now claiming that Baron might give away the Drake, though, however, so a small consolation prize possible for Box Esports. But can they even finish the Drake is what I wonder. Because, I mean, the cavalry would arrive. It didn't start. I think
Tom Rio had an opportunity there. Maybe if you burst the dragon down, but now it's still on 10k HP. There's no way SBTC isn't collapsing. Slater's already here. Look at Slater's items. He's actually a huge threat. They can't continue this dragon, and they just lose everything. At least another shutdown to Nugu. The hope is still there. Just a slither of hope maybe on the horizon. That's a 2.5 item Victor, fully upgraded. Maybe, just maybe.
He just solo killed Fat Jax in the side lane as well. And that also just goes to show that Emperor's just cocky, right? I mean, the Ionian boots already say a lot, but either way, he probably fought him as thinking that he has like mercs or something, because then he usually would at least like sustain against the Victor and not get one comboed by him, and if win in a long fight, also like kind of tower diving him, and he just actually, just dies to the Q auto. Yeah, not really the play he has to go for. You'll see in this item build he's going for either Sterox or Hullbreaker right now. Maybe actually the Hullbreaker an angle for him, as he's such a fat split pusher and he could create so much pressure with it if he actually manages to finish that one. Also level 15, so he would have very decent stats from this item itself. They are almost 10,000 gold ahead. I mean, it's a game that's basically in the books. Might as well test some stuff here. Usually, however, in competitive play, I would favor the Sterox, as you tend to teamfight inevitably around the Baron, around the Elder Dragon, around the Soul Dragon, or whatever else. Anyway, and there the Hullbreaker would be a very bad purchase.
Okay, I've spotted some itemization choice, which has gotten a lot of criticism on Twitter. Molecule, of course, shouting out this item as being useless on basically every champion in the game, which is the former support, what's it called again? Hextech Purifier, I think it's called. Hextech Purifier?
Putrefier.
But
where is it?
Right. Because they nerfed it in a way that makes it really bad on most supports, but it looks like Palette wants to go this item. So, what do you think about that, Princey?
I mean, it's just an Oblivion op for now, so we hope my judgment... Oh, he actually might finish it with the Forbidden Idol. Yeah. I don't have a strong opinion on this one. I mean, anti-heal in general on the small item got buffed a lot, so I think the Oblivion orb is definitely very fine. And... I mean, with support items, could you get something better? It's just the question. Either way, there's a collapse going on.
That should be a kill.
One should be a kill. He gets sustained up.
Oh no, he's alive!
I can kite it out. Tomio is the false one to fall. The culling coming through, and no possible way to chase into this corridor against the culling. So it will be the one sneaking away with his life. Using just the flash. Jax wasn't even in the team fight.
No, Jax was just chilling on side lane. He did build the Hullbreaker. Look at his HP bar. That is a menacing Jace. Sunma, run! Don't be on the same screen as Enper. It's not becoming for you. But Enper is now just wants his team to go away. He's furiously pinging the map, pinging his own item. You were too close to me. You're actually disabling my passive stats. So now they all go away, so Sunma can have a little bit of fun in the top lane. This is not Sunma, Enper, of course. But Enper back to his roots, to a very solo queue playstyle, but it's working this game. He got the assistance in the early game. They put him really far ahead on the counter pick Jackson now. He's having maybe a bit too much fun, but then again, it's against MBE, and he's still 4-2 and level 16, so he's getting away with some of his ints. Look at him here. Can he
He has a
1v3?
Heartbreaker. I see this little icon. Yeah.
Doesn't want to.
He
He
still
uses
has
E's as
flash.
low as could be able to actually damage him, but he's so
No,
fast.
he's
He can
out.
jump. They're still on the hunt. Zodiac needs to be careful. Jax might be able to punish him. And come on, I expected so much more. I expected a 1v4 here. What's going on here? There was an opportunity for 4 solo kills for Enper's count.
I think though he got humbled by Nugu a little bit earlier.
Maybe.
Nugu was solo killing him, and he actually doesn't have to go for the play, so might as well not go it. But I like the Hullbreaker purchase here because I mean, you just don't know how tanky he really was already, while still dishing out crazy damage with Divine Sandra plus Spear of Shojin combination. He just now also is going towards Wit's End, which means that yeah. Eventually, also Nugu can't really fight him anymore, so will be very, very fine. And you addressed it, right? They are playing against just MBE, but also it's an absolute must-win for them. So I think they shouldn't troll too much and just, yeah, net this one dub before they can really go for these experiments. Either way, this game, they probably can do whatever they want, right? 11,000 gold is the lead. They aren't really looking for early Drake stackings. No team really is in this game, and they can just play the split push game, have Emperor in the side, then have the 4-man squad somewhere else, and just... yeah, maybe help Emperor if he actually gets 1v5, but probably just fight on the other side of the map then and absolutely destroy those structures over there. While Emperor probably can buy a lot of time.
Crazy. This Jax is getting me very excited because that is one of the most aggressive Jax builds I've ever seen. Where is he going now? Is that a Wit's End coming?
Yes.
He wants the 1v1. Oh.
Yeah, he wants the revenge against Nugu.
Yeah, he does. But Tom Rio is looking for the revenge for the whole game, and Slater's caught out. That's a kill. Unfortunately, shut down going over to Rakan, but more importantly, they're buying much time to defend against Enper. Okay, Enper's going in this time. Maybe overstepped a bit as he gets stunned. Ultimate activated, flashed away. Enper does look a bit humbled. He's not going for the 1v5 play. Probably the correct choice, but now losing ultimate and flash will put him on a little bit of a timer. Is there an opportunity for MBE to fight for this dragon?
No.
They're too
Later
far
will
away.
respawn in a few seconds.
But look at the
It's too
pings.
far away,
They are
yeah.
pinging the top side. They are trying to sneak towards dragon. There's no ward really to spot them out. There is no ping on them either. If they just burst Baron, this could be an opportunity for a huge comeback play. Look at that. Yeah, SBTC has no idea. They might... Oh, now there was a ping on the map. They are aware, but this might be too late now.
Yeah, they are going though. They have a Weaver's Volunteer one. Actually, they don't. But they have a
Collapse
TP.
here.
Slater will now spawn it. I think this Baron will be gone, but there might just be a collapse. They might just buy time and deny recall.
Beautifully done.
The Emperor finishes the game.
They need to disengage here, DNK. Ooh, they need to get away somehow. Save the Baron buff. They got a lot of gold, but Tom Rio is going to be the sacrificial lamb here. Oh, can Nugu walk away? Nugu does get away with the Baron. Okay, can they somehow stabilize the map situation without their jungler? They do have the Baron buff, so the minions are going to be stronger. They did lose bot lane inhibitor, now top lane. Under siege, SBTC. They want to punish immediately. 30 seconds on Tom Rio, and Tier 1 is pushing on mid. This could be the game, but what just happened? Emper! What did you just do?
So terrible from a mile away. Yeah, don't TP to your team when you are on Hullbreaker split pusher. That's like the first lesson you really have to learn there. And like in the bigger picture, it's a very huge win for Box, right? They got the Baron, they got another kill right now, they got a TP as well, and they only gave away 1 Drake and 1 kill onto Tomio. That's very, very fine, especially if you are so far down. Though we at least have some agency within this game, but you're still 9,000 gold down. I mean, that's a bit better than it was before. And you just got some more minutes to stabilize into this game to get like at least 1 more item power spike, maybe for slows to finish like 3 items, maybe for someone to finally be relevant in these team fights, maybe a good Mega Nut combo could that they at least like hit a good CC follow up and he just survived at least for like 5 seconds within the fight.
Slows.
That's a huge win for Box.
Slows under pressure, but he should be safe. Dia 1 wants to collapse too. That TP is a little premature, but I think they should be fine to just walk away. Okay, Sumner, that was a mini RTP. Please don't do that with my nerves again. That is an insta-kill if the enemy team is closer, but they get away once again. So NBE holds on. 50k gold for them. Yes, they're still 8k gold down. But honestly, 8k at this point in the game, yes, it's still a big lead, but it's not as big as it used to be like 5 minutes ago, especially percentage-wise. And we saw some of the engaged potential for MBE's comp. They are able to one-shot people like Slater and even Enper in the last engage. Most of the gold lead is on Enper, if you look at the items, and a decent chunk probably guess on Slader too. So if you can eliminate either of those two from the equation, suddenly you might look at a teamfight victory. So this game is suddenly getting much more tense, and SBTC needs to step up. They do still have the dragon coming up. That's Soul. That's such a strong Soul too for them. So MBE want to use these few minutes to just stabilize map positioning and maybe be able to push closer towards that all-important dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even Empire was getting blown out quite quickly right there. I mean, with the Hullbreaker, I mean, he basically is just a squishy champion like everyone else. I mean, he has a Divine Thunder HP, and that's basically it. Otherwise, not really much to go for. And we see MBE. I mean, I don't want to call it a comeback or anything like this, but they are definitely getting some steam within these last few minutes. I mean, getting the gold leader tad closer, just scaling next to SBTC, getting the Baron to destabilize a little bit, as this Glacial Prison gets Featherstormed quite quickly. Good reaction from Sloth over there, not as his name suggests. And the super minions are still steaming to this bot lane on the side of MBE. They still need to defend those ones. But actually, I mean, they dropped the inhibitor, and then the next few minutes, SBTC was kind of trolling for a little bit. So that's bonus experience, bonus gold, funneled into Box Esports. So it is getting closer than it should be, at least. I think it's still like a 90% win for the side of SBTC Esports. Yeah. It's absolutely their game to lose. But
DR1 is coming in.
Close.
They are looking for the engagement. They finally shut down someone. It's only the Rakan, but it might be enough to penetrate into the base further. Enper's here, and they finally get the tower down. Enper wants to jump on top of Tomri. Very good ultimate to walk away there. That's another inhibitor secured for SBTC. 1 minute on the Dragon timer. Can they get the third? If they get third inhibitor on the top side, the Dragon is almost 100% theirs. Nugu needs to find some really good damage in this team fight. He does have the ultimate still available. He's level 18, but the tower goes down. You have to make a stand here. You can't let the inhibitor die. But the inhibitor goes down for SBTC.
The mini nexus.
MBE, they lost their third inhibitor. Now Dragon is almost impossible, but maybe they can find and engage. Oh, Enper, maybe he overstepped. He flashes under tower. DNK on the other side. Sunmers, Naganar trying to find and engage. Slater flashes away. It's so scattered across the whole map. They finally get one kill back. It's a double kill actually for Slows. And Palette under pressure. Nugu is chasing forwards. No mana, but he dealt a lot of damage. How can they get on top of Palette in DR1? So low.
Slater almost wanted to return the fight over there and just re-engage over this one. That's a Lucian.
Zodiac. Zodiac wants to stop the back so they can get on top of Dragon. Look at Slows. Slows is walking to the Dragon. He just wants to secure this. Oh, there's the TP too. This could be huge if they get 3 kills here. Oh, I think DR1 made it out, but that's 2 bot laners still there. Palette should be a kill. That's 1. Slater walking away has... Yeah, E doesn't cost mana at this point in the game, so he should be able to E away. Wants to trade.
Trying his best.
I'm not sure if that's worth it, to be honest. That's only the support. And the Dragon is secured for Zarya. Somehow they made it out of this horrible situation. The map is still in shambles. They lost every single one of their inhibitors. But the Soul is delayed by 5 minutes. And the inhibitors are gonna come up before that. The bot inhibitor actually respawned now. MBE, can they do it, Quincy?
No, I think they can't. TP's also coming in. Nugu, yeah, that's a bit deadpan, but either way. Oh, Nugu, the most important member of the team, just now getting caught. He will die, and it's Baron spawning in less than 40 seconds. The death timer being more than 40 seconds. This will probably just mean the Baron to sort of SBT3 and them just walking it in, as Marby liked to say yesterday, just with all these super minions steaming to the base. The Drake was gone anyway. Nice bounty taken by the side of Slows, and I think Slater also thought his life ending either way, so might as well just go in aggressively and kill Zodiac before he just gives inevitably the shutdown to the side of Victor. Overall, nice gold comeback to the side of MBE. They denied the soul, they got a objective bounty, they got a shutdown, but they will still lose this Baron, so it will probably still be a formality to the side of SBTC Esports, but they definitely do not look too clean within those realms of possibilities. And Box Esports, for a last place team that didn't win a single game, a single series last week, they definitely still look better even within this very likely loss that they are facing right now.
Yeah, it might actually be a case of SBTC slowly understanding that Box is not the pushover team they were for like 80% of the season, right? They are much better in team fights now. They do show some signs of life, and even though the early game once again went horribly wrong for them, their persistence in this game, their ability to fight back, their ability to catch some isolated members is actually much improved, and now they will make another stand. 2 inhibitors down, so not double super minions right now, and the super minions are quite far away. I think MBE probably wants to fight for this bot lane inhibitor, because losing a third one again is so devastating. So yeah, you can see them posturing very aggressively. They need to find the engage.
Last time they didn't fight because Rakan was dead, but this time he is very much alive, so it will at least be a 5v5, but they just give it up way too easily. This is a mini Nexus. It just makes it 6 super minions instead of 2. It's such a disgusting thing to drop the third inhibitor. I mean, there really should have been more of a fight. Even if you are behind, I think you shouldn't really give this one over. Gotta say though, SBTC with their first super minion push just now, the wave's not really in sync, so it might just be possible to defend for now to the side of Box Esports. Their wave clear is also decent, but they have a Victor, they have a Zaya.
Baron is a problem for the Victor, of course. Without the Baron, Victor would be able to wave clear forever. Oh, that's the... Oh, already slated down into GA. Can they kill him instantly? Yes, I think so. Yes, that's one kill. 1 for 1 now. Enper way too deep yet again. Enper, what are you doing in these team fights? That's the Feather Call, not quite able to lock down Enper. And Slows is so far forward, but he has the ultimate available. There's another engage, really nicely done. MBE finds all the marks here. The turret's still standing. SBTC doesn't want to let go. They still have the Baron buff. They still have double super minions streaming. And look at top lane, look at bot lane. They're coming, but I don't think they can really fight against Slows. He's too strong. Nugu is also still alive. And MBE held them off once again.
Not just that they can't really fight, they also can't really siege, right? With Slater being down, there's like no ranged auto attacks that can really hit those turrets, except for like Tier 1, but for ranged ship it is not really high range, and the damage to the turrets not really being too high, and it's just Slater getting caught together with his team, DNK finding his own engage, but this not really finding any consequence, and the GA just buying time to prevent the inevitable. It will just be Slater falling down. He's very easy to target when he is in the stasis, and Enper, yeah, he's super strong, but he is a very offensive Jax that is really a team fighter, and we see it in situations like this. The Hullbreaker also dropping value when you are pushing towards Nexus turrets and further with your team forcibly being grouped up, and he should probably sell that one, even though he is level 18 right now. Might just go for the Sterox instead, and also tend to probably go for items like the Frozen Heart, the Zonus Hourglass. I addressed it earlier in the game when he was already starting to get ahead.
I would like Stoneplate.
Right,
I think in this case, where you perma 5v5, I think Stoneplate could be really strong. For the side of Jax, he does get another defensive, half-defensive item with the GA. GA, I'm not sure if GA is so great. We saw GA for Slater just instantly getting collapsed on because they have so many setup tools to punish something that's stationary like the GA's revive. He's gonna be a little bit harder to kill, but now... Actually, there's an ADC advantage, I'd say, for MBE, and mid lane in terms of consistent damage, Victor usually easier to execute than Taliyah, especially if you are fighting on the defensive, because Taliyah is a much better defensive champion than offensive, so it's really hard for SBTC to lock down this game. They do have another opportunity for Soul, but this late into the game, yes, Soul is gonna make you stronger, but I'm not sure if it's the Soul win condition right now, because... extra damage is not really helping you survive, and they've tried to get on top of Enper. Killing his... oh, getting away his GA would be huge. He flashes away, but I don't think he can really walk away from all the CC and follow-up chase. There he is. He has to fight now. E-activated Slows is coming in.
So much time.
Yeah, they're sacrificing the dragon for this, but they need to be careful, actually. Taliyah could try to collapse and just go on top of the Nexus. Enper will die here, will lose his GA. Now it just took half a minute. They need to go back to base though, and this is dangerous. SBTC streaming. I think they chose the wrong lane though. They're going for the end. They should have gone for the inhibitors. The recalls are going to come in.
They just trade Enper for the Soul, and it's, I think, a fine trade in general, because they had the advantage anyway, and I think the Soul, in general, still is a win condition, but you addressed it, right? I mean, a part of Taliyah's power budget is the global pressure, and Victor just doesn't have that one, so... as resulting of that one, he's actually a strong defender. But Tobio, why? This could have been such a close game right now, and now SBTC still firmly ahead. I mean, 7,000 gold this late in the game probably means absolutely nothing. We see Zaya being maxed out, Victor being maxed out or close to, though. And now Tomio being down is one of the key engage tools on the side of MBE. So this one being fell down means a lot to their defense capabilities. Now it's all on Zodiac and also Sunma on the Megana to find these initiations if they happen to defend their base. But SBTC Esports, they have the Infernal Sword, they're down to 2 inhibitors, not 3 right now. So there's still like a small silver lining for Box Esports. And this game, very much closer than it actually should have been. Baron spawning in less than a minute. This will probably be something for SBTC to take. And just, what you can do is just put Enper in the top lane and just have him like as another super minion. And use the Foreman squad to punish the Baron. Or what they're doing right now, which also seems smart to me, is using him in the bot lane and threaten to straight up end the game together with the supers. Also being far away from the Baron and have this chance that you actually use a TP to really force a teamfight with him. And in the open field, it's still easier for SBTC Esports to fight these team fights. So, and in the 1v1, Summer can't really hold the Jax at all. He's on 3 items, the Jax is on all items, and has a Hullbreaker, it's one of those. So, it will be multiple members defending Emperor in the bot lane, and then SBTC Esports can easily just go towards its Baron, secure this one, and then start another siege attempt.
Yeah, but the later the game goes, the more valuable a single kill is. And yes, losing Baron is devastating, but honestly, they managed to deal with it too. Look at SBTC. This time, they want a different approach. They have both soul lanes towards the bot side of the map. This is gonna give them huge priority. And if DNK steals this, the game's over. DNK has the opportunity to completely finish the game. No, he's not able to get the Baron, but how can they deny the recalls? 2v1 in the base. Everyone needs to recall. Nugu can't do it. He has to flash over. Oh, that's a kill on Tumrio already. They're chasing to deny the recalls. The turrets are going down in the base, but now they actually made the stand. They're back in base. We see in picture something is happening. Nugu killed Nami too. They made it back to the base. They got Baron. One inhibitor is still alive, but both of their Nexus turrets were sacrificed for this play. Oh, these choices for MBE, they're exciting, but always you have to wonder, was it the correct one? I like their proactive call here. It was super dangerous, but they can't give up the top inhibitor too. They might have overpushed the welcome. They do have Baron recall, of course, and Slows really wants this tower because they haven't gotten any towers apart from top tier 1 so far. That's 2 towers for MB finally. And the dragon, the big dragon that could decide the game, 2.5 minutes away. That's Baron off the table, and now SBTC doesn't really have anything to do on the map.
Yeah, they don't really, right? They just need to recall and go for like another push. I mean, at least luckily for them, they got both Nexus turrets, and actually, when I said they got both recalls cancelled, I was actually wrong. Slows managed to recall, and that was the important part, because him at the late game AD carry being there for the defense in the base meant that they can't really go for the end right there, and actually got 3 kills right now, also 2 turrets in the push, and you just addressed it, right? I mean, they basically have been not taking any turrets in this game whatsoever so far. Gold now being almost dead even, right? I mean, at this point, what do you really make of a 4,000 gold difference? It's basically nothing. Yeah, gotta say though, I refuse to give SBTC Esports any credit to just get the Nexus turrets right there. And I really want to just credit Box, because they are definitely fighting back against a team that's such a huge favorite against them, also in such a great lead against them, and they still get the Baron, still get a winning fight for themselves. It's definitely something that can be commendable.
Yeah, and think about the position they're in. Every single position on the map and every single decision they make is a losing play. Like, none of these things is really in their favor, and they still have to make them over and over again. They have to go for 20%, 30% plays, and just execute better than SBTC, because SBTC's overwhelming map positioning just gives them such a huge boon when it comes to just going for plays over and over again. Tumrio on the flank, he gets on Slater. Slater knocked up, Slater flashes away. He does have the GA, but he's out of the fight now. Sunma wants to chase him down. Not sure if that's the correct play, but he gets the GA. Look at the bot lane though. That's DR1 on the end. Oh, he has the teleport for Jax. That's 2 people on the Nexus. Jax flashes away. That's game. I don't think they can defend this. Oh, can they? Emperor? No, they have the damage. You can't. You have to be kidding me. It ends like this.
It's just that, but also kind of cool that SBTC managed to do like this kind of end. It's kind of sad that they need to resort to those tactics, but I think they actually have to.